guys, welcome to the patch highlights. We're going to review the patch together. And yeah, this actually seems like a massive patch. I had a quick glance over it a second ago, but there seems to actually be a hell load of changes. I made a cup of tea. I'm currently live on the stream with the people, and we're here. So yeah, everybody knows, everybody's been waiting. Everybody is getting their hands on Kitty Pryde. If you already have an account, you can return this to, I mean, it says you can return this to your hand to gain +2 power on here, but it actually has been changed and it returns at the beginning of every turn, right? And it gives +2 power when it comes to your hand. It's a bit of a weird change. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It's kind of good because it's hard to Shang-Chi her or Killmonger her, but then it's bad because, like, if your hand's full, then you're kind of fucked. But yeah, cool. There's new feature, deck cosmetics customization. This is a very weird feature that I didn't see coming, but I mean, it's pretty cool. You can change your title on your face based on what deck you're using. If you really want to change your face and your title, then there you go. That's there for you. Then we got the seasonal series drop. So cards dropping from series 5 to 4. We got Master Mode. I actually want to get my hands on Master Mode. I think he'll work well in some Dark Hawk decks because it's just clutters your opponent's hand. They can't even get it out of their hand because Sentinel's just stupid. Then you got Negasonic Teenage Warhead. I've wanted to try out Negasonic Teenage Warhead, but I didn't think she was worth 6,000 tokens. I might be tempted to drop 3,000 tokens on her. She is good, and you can just force your opponent into having to play something and destroy a card, or you can even just play one of your own cards and free destroy that card. Super fun card. I think that would be fun. And then Nimrod's dropping from series 5 to series 4. I'm not really happy about that because I already see enough Nimrods with Galactus. Series 4 to 3, we've got Sentry, another card I really want to get my hands on. We've got Silver Surfer, we've got Dazzler, Shadow King, Sauron, and Ghost. Nothing crazy here. Maybe Sentry. Maybe some people can try to get their hands on Sentry next season, but I wouldn't say he's a must-have in the token store. And then cards staying in Series 4 are Darkhawk and Null. A lot of people were thinking that Null and Darkhawk was dropping down to Series 3, so this might surprise a couple of people. But do you know what? I think Darkhawk is just a super strong card. Staying in Series 4 is not unexpected. I mean, 3,000 tokens for a card that's literally one of the strongest cards in the meta right now. I think it kind of makes sense. And also, Null, to be honest, make him a Series 7 card. Stick Galactus up there as well. Make him like 1 billion tokens. I don't want to see it anymore. But yeah, I mean, I don't really care. Null's not like that big of a deal. Usually I only ever see him in Galactus decks, to be honest. So yeah, and most of the time I'm retreating before Null comes out, so it's fine. That's fine. But yeah, a lot of people thought Darkhawk was going to drop. Let's go. So ranked mode. This was another big update that I saw. So the number of queues required to rank up have decreased from 10 to 7. Such a horrible number, right? But that means if you get like one big win, you can just go up a whole rank, which is kind of crazy. Like you just get one 8 cube rank, 8 cube wins. Now 8 cube wins are so much more valuable when you're climbing. You got the number of bonus rank gain when tearing up has been reduced from 5 ranks to 3 ranks. This is obviously to compensate for the fact that it's less cubes. I kind of like this change a lot more because, like, now when I'm in Infinite, it makes it a lot easier to climb. If I get a bunch of 8 cube wins, I could get to maybe 200 a lot easier. And coming up in the ranks, I guess it makes it a bit of a slower grind, but I feel like sometimes I can hit Infinite or a very high rank quite early on in the month. So I think this is a good change. I think this is a good change. There's nothing to complain about here. I think we'll see how it feels when we actually play it. I feel like a lot of things, you read them and then it doesn't really convey how it's going to feel until you play it. But yeah, they said that they're still, you know, making adjustments to rank mode and over experience. So I guess you can't take it with a pinch of salt. They probably will change rank mode as it goes on and just see how it goes and progresses. And then they added Series 1, 2 labels to cards from those series. And also they added it so when purchasing from the shop, you now have to press and hold the button to help reduce and remove accidental purchase. Who's accidentally buying stuff? I have never accidentally bought stuff. I almost accidentally bought stuff, but I'm pretty sure. Does it not ask me? Are you sure? Anyway, for all you guys, you smart fellows out there that were accidentally buying stuff, there you go. They've added some voiceover updates. Indonesian and Thanos has been added Spanish, French, Japanese, Chinese, and Korean. I really want to hear the Thanos lines for Spanish, French, Japanese, Chinese, and Korean. I think I might even add a clip of of either Japanese, Chinese, Korean, or Spanish Thanos. Accidentally spend £99. Yeah, I don't know who does that, bro. I'm surely there's no one out there who does that. Fixed a bug which would over trigger card flare, SFX, and collection screen and in game. I have never encountered that, but there you go. balance updates is where it gets interesting. So they're trying to change the meta game. They definitely have some diverse meta game at the moment. There's a lot of, doesn't feel very stale like before this. There was the Shuri Red Skull meta, Silver Surfer meta. At the moment, Galactus is kind of here, but he's very easy to counter, and a lot of people just retreat. It's just, you play Galactus, you get 1 cube, and it's so obvious and so readable at the moment. So right out the gate, we got Kitty Pryde, who I briefly went over. He is returns to your hand. Look, to new. When it returns to your hand, +2 power, returns at the start of each turn. Previously, it was you can return this to your hand, but now it just sort of will automatically return to your hand. Raw Onion is saying the fact that Null didn't drop down to 3 is infuriating. Why? I'm pretty happy he's not 3, to be honest. I don't want to play Null. So yeah, so we got Kitty Pryde. Everyone gets Kitty Pryde, which is really cool that everyone actually gets a card, no matter what collection level you have. It's a super strong 1-drop as well. And I think we've seen in the past month with Nebula. So this is actually a good counter to Nebula. You can keep playing this where Nebula is and keep bringing it back to your hand. Nebula's not going to get that +2 buff, and you're not filling up that location. And yeah, what I was going to say was that now we have Sunspot, we have Nebula, we have Kitty Pryde. There's so many more 1-drop choices and more 1-drops that are like really good with curve and different decks, and based on your different archetypes and decks you can now choose between those 3. And yeah, it's nice that Nebula has a nice counter that's also a 1 cost. I'm definitely gonna be playing Kitty Pryde, definitely gonna be playing in a bounce deck. Kitty Pryde looks like a real fun card, I can't lie. Yeah, I think it's good that they're adding more 1-cost cards that are good, because a lot of people skip the first turn, second turn, and then play into the late. So now making the first few turns a bit more important is definitely going to change up the meta game a little bit. They probably saw that a lot of people were skipping turns, looking at statistics of games and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm really excited for this card. I can't wait for that. Then we got Crystal, which is a card that literally nobody plays. And Quilo is saying he agrees. Yeah, I mean, too many people were just playing Sunspot before Nebula. It was just Sunspot. 1 cost, everyone has Sunspot, no matter what kind of deck you have. Strongest 1-cost card. Now you got Nebula and Sunspot, and now you got Kitty Pryde to counter Nebula as well. It's going to be cool. So Crystal is a card that just literally no one plays. I don't know who plays Crystal. I played against somebody yesterday who played Crystal into Wong twice. They moongirled their Crystal to play it into Wong, and I don't even know what they were trying to do. But yeah, Crystal, they've now changed from if this is at the middle location, shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 3 cards, to on reveal, each player draws a card. It's actually pretty cool. Now we can start playing Crystal in Dino decks maybe with the Collector. Or maybe just there's not enough cards that make you draw cards, so maybe even Crystal could be good in those decks where you're really trying to draw certain cards out, maybe even in Galactus decks, or maybe in Mr. Negative decks. Who knows? Who knows? I'm sure that she'll fit into many different archetypes now, and you can actually use her a little bit. Not the most amazing card, but now it's a simple rework that I guess you guys can put into a lot of different decks. I mean, here they're just talking about how she had a very low play rate and not a lot of people have been playing her, so they wanted to make a simple change. So yeah, they're very careful about people letting play. I'm talking too much. Snap decks are only 12 cards, so they're talking about how they're very careful about making too many cards. I'll scroll down. Making too many cards that let you draw cards, because it's a low density card game. Drawing cards is super strong in this game, because all you really need to do is proc drawing 1 or 2 cards, and then you've pretty much got your entire deck in your hand. And if you got a combo deck, then it's just gonna do crazy for you. I don't know if I'll cut out the native call that I just did a second ago, but hey, this change is actually massive for people who love playing DEATHWAVE, which is super strong right now. And if you don't know what that is playing Wave with Death and Hulk. She-Hulk, sorry. And She-Hulk reduces her cost based on how much energy you save from last turn. And also Death reduces her cost based on how many cards have been destroyed. And then those worked with Wave, so making them a 4 cost. Then their card text would apply, and you could play them both for like almost nothing, which I thought was kind of broken and didn't really make sense with Wave. And now they've changed it so that all cards cost 4 until the end of next turn, and that includes She-Hulk and Death. No matter, regardless of their card text, they're always going to cost 4 now. So you guys can't Wave anymore, play She-Hulk and Death on the same turn and just poop on your opponent playing what, like 21 power. So yeah, I think this change is kind of crazy. It's actually a massive change. I don't know why they done it. I'm guessing that there was maybe a higher win rate than they liked, or maybe it wasn't interacting the way that they liked, but it definitely kills some decks. And I don't think we'll see Wave as often as we do currently. So yeah, Let's move on a little bit. Then we've got Death. To make up for that change to Wave, they've reduced the cost of Death from a 912 to an 812. And she keeps the same card text, which is cost 1 less for each card destroyed this game. It's kind of a small buff to Destroy decks. It seems like they're showing Destroy decks a bit of love with the change they just made to Venom as well. And now Death is going to be a bit cheaper, and you don't have to play Wave. Or people won't be playing Wave in a Destroy deck anyway. So it feels like Destroy decks are going to be stronger. Let me just read what they said. So they said... as Death's current performance is essentially dependent on Wave and Galactus, we want to improve our playability in other decks now that the interaction with Wave has changed. This may not be enough, and if we see Death take a huge dive, we'll come back and look at how these values can be adjusted further to ensure Death remains a meaningful card for dedicated Destroyed decks. This is true. I started playing Death, so I only got Death recently. For those that don't know, my collection level was only like 2,500. I only started playing like 2 or 3 months ago. And I was struggling in some games to get Death down to such a low cost that I could play her and another card unless I played Wave. So I feel like this change is good. Maybe they could reduce it to a 712. I think 812 is pretty decent. You play Squirrel Girl, a couple others, and Killmonger them. I think you'd be okay playing Death in the Thanos Destroy decks. I think we're actually going to see a little bit more of Death and hopefully less Wave Death, because that just doesn't work anymore. White Queen, text only change. And it says draw a copy of the highest cost card in your opponent's hand, and it is just changed to copy the highest card. Oh, okay. So it's just clearing things up. People might have thought that they were taking the highest cost card from the enemy's hand. That would have been a broken card. God damn, you imagine you take the highest cost card. So it's just reiterating that it's copying their card. But yeah, cool. Then we're on to bug fixes. Nothing massive that I've seen. I mean, we've got Retreat while Kang, Quake shuffling locations. If you guys want to, I'll let you go. I'm just going to sit here. I'll scroll down a little bit. You guys can pause here, have a little read over if you want. And there you go. So you guys can pause that. I mean, nothing really there is that amazing. A lot of it's just sort of like small issues that I've never really encountered myself, to be honest with you. Then we got known issues, which are just issues that they know about that they're going to eventually get around to. If you guys really want to, I'll leave the link down below for the patch notes, and you guys can just click on it and go look. It's going to be a bit difficult, I guess, to pause, but I'm going to slowly scroll. If anybody does want to pause on the video, come bother to click on the link. There you go, and down there, that's it. So that's all the changes. I would say the most massive, notable change is this Wave change. Kills so many decks. The She-Hulk Wave, Death Wave. So many decks are being destroyed. I don't think we're going to see Wave nearly as often. And obviously, the other massive change is seeing Kitty Pryde, another amazing 1-cost card. And Crystal as well. Maybe we'll see her played a couple times. I'm going to try her out in some Dino decks, so look forward to that video. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to move on, and I'm definitely going to start... I'm on live on stream right now, so I'm going to go start playing a bounce deck with Kitty Pryde. Try and get some footage for you guys and give an in-depth deck review as soon as possible. And I'm also going to be trying to do like maybe a Dino deck for you guys with the lower pool collections. And say how you guys could use Crystal. Maybe you got lucky and you got Crystal. Before this, maybe you got unlucky and got Crystal. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, this patch review. If you guys like this kind of content, then I'll do it a bit more often. Maybe we can discuss some data mined cards and stuff like that. So yeah, Yobuko is gone. Peace.
Spending too much time wishing on a star. Realize that you're just sitting in the dark, home for a spark, waiting for no other shot with an arc. But I ain't going to buy two. I'ma cruise right by you. If it's all that I do, high IQ, let me prove what you gon'